Welcome guys. Today I want to show you what's needed to complete a brake upgrade for your 2015 BMW X5. This actually will apply anywhere between 2014 to 2018 model year. All right, so let's take a look what we're actually going to be doing and what's needed. This is our project car right here. So we're going to be upgrading the front brakes. As you can see, these are the stock brakes, which are anyone who owns these cars knows that the brakes on these cars, especially if it's a 35i or a 35d, these brakes are not the best. They kind of have a spongy feel to them. So I'm going to show you a great upgrade that anybody could do within a reasonable budget. So let's take a look. So the original brakes are rather small. These are 320 millimeter rotors, which is roughly around 12.5 inches in diameter, which is, for a car like this, is relatively small. Now what we're going to be doing is upgrading the rotors and the caliper to a Brembo setup that looks something like this. Now take a look. These are massive. Look at the size of these. These are made by Brembos, and they're actually a direct bolt-on to this vehicle. Well, these actually came stock on the X5M model. Everything is designed for this vehicle, just with a bigger engine. And all you need is buy these rotors, calipers, which are fairly inexpensive. There's plenty of them in the junkyards. You could basically call your local junkyard, and chances are they probably have wrecked one that you could buy the calipers right off of them, and they're not that expensive. So you need these calipers, which are a fixed caliper compared to the stock one that's a floating design. Now the beauty about the fixed piston caliper and a floating is that the fixed piston gives you a nice firm brake pedal. You don't get that spongy mushy feeling in your brake pedal like the stock brakes do. And the second thing that we're going to be upgrading is the rotors. Now, like I mentioned before, the stock rotors are only 320 millimeters, which is roughly about 12.5 inches. Like I said, it's very small. Now these come with 395 millimeter rotors, which are massive. If you convert it to inches, it's about 15.5 inches. So there's a 3 inches size difference in the rotor itself, and the pad is massive for this. Let's take a look at the pad that these rotors come with. It's crazy. Look at this pad of the size. Look at how thick, how wide the swipe of the pad is. It's crazy. So forgive me for the by the way, forgive me for the color of these. These are painted some type of yellow. Originally, from factory, they usually come black or blue. I'm gonna be showing you what it takes to refinish these and get them onto the vehicle. All right guys, so what we're gonna be doing right now is cleaning the yellow paint off the calipers. Like I mentioned before, the finish and the look is just terrible. That's what I at least think. Let me know what you guys think, and we're gonna paint it or turn it into something much suitable and appealing to this color of the vehicle. Guys, so I'm done cleaning one caliper. So basically, in a matter of 20 minutes, we went from this to that, which is, not too bad. So what I did is actually to help get the paint off, since like I mentioned before, this was painted before. so the paint adhesion on the caliper itself wasn't that strong. So what I did is actually use some lacquer thinner, this right here. I put it in a bottle, soaked and sprayed it all over the caliper using a Scotch-Brite and wire brush to take off the paint. It took roughly about 20 minutes to get from this stage to this. I mean, look at this. This is all nice, actually clean. They're basically ready for to be refinished again. Let's go ahead and do this one now. Quick tip: if your pins are the pins that hold your calipers, these over here, if the pins are extremely dirty, the easiest way to clean them is stick one end into the drill, get your Scotch-Brite, and just fold it. Spray with brake cleaner. Do one more time. And voila, like brand new. All right, guys, here we are, nice and clean, all scuffed up. The yellow is completely off. I'm still can't believe how big these calipers are. They are massive. I mean, take a look. These are like, I would say, like roughly from here to here is like almost 16 inches, which is huge in comparison. Let me show you something. This is I'm going to take you to my E70 M3. I'm going to look. I have a big brake kit on here as well. Well, it's kind of big brake kit. It's a Porsche conversion Brembo calipers, but these in comparison are 345 millimeter rotors, and again these gonna be 395. This is like 13.5 inches. This over here is gonna be 15.5 in size, which is huge. I mean, take a look at this. I mean, if I were to install it here, I don't know if it would fit. It's crazy how big that is. I mean, another thing, if you want to take it in perspective, on the newer cars, on the newer, say the F82 M3, the size of the rotors on those cars is 380 millimeters, and again this is 395. So that's bigger than on the new M3 that comes from the factory. And again, I want to show you that these are Brembos, as you could see. Brembo, made for BMW, and it's made for this chassis. What that means is the brake booster is capable of supporting this caliper. It's not going to offset your brake bias. The car will stop like it's supposed to, like it was designed. Again, these are from the X5M version. Next step is we're going to be painting these. It's nice and clean now, so what we're gonna do now is go ahead and tape it off so we can get it ready for paint. All taped up, ready for paint. I taped them all inside like this. Reason being is I'm not powder coating them, so it doesn't make sense to paint them inside. It's not going to be visible when it's mounted on the vehicle. I mean, when the calipers mount like this, you're going to see this side here. Insides are not going to be seen at all, and from the top you won't be able to see it as well. So there's no point of painting them inside. And then if for whatever reason if you want to change color later, it's going to be hassle to take the paint off, so might as well leave them black inside. So these are all set, ready for paint. It's late tonight, so we're gonna come back tomorrow and start the painting process. All right, guys, so we're finally ready for paint, and now let me show you what we're gonna be using and why I chose this system. I'm gonna be using the G2 paint system. I'm sure many of you saw this before. I'm not the first one using it. It comes with paint can, activator, brush, brake cleaner, and some stickers. The color that we're gonna be using is blue. It's kind of like a factory blue. I think it'll go nice with the white truck. Instead of applying it with a brush, I'm gonna use the Preval paint sprayer. Works a lot better than the brush, and I think it's more efficient. All right, so I'm mixing the paint. Pour the whole thing in there. Mix it up. Put it into this sprayer. Put the top on. And let the fun begin. All right, guys, we're done painting. All right, so let me show you the wet look of them. Take a look at that finish. I actually painted the rear calipers as well. I don't know if you could tell. So actually the front and the rear would match, you know. So everything would be a complete package. But wow, I mean, the coverage is great. And I sprayed so many coats. I thought I'm gonna run out of paint, and I actually got paint left over. This sprayer makes the process so much more efficient. Wow, and look how big the calipers are. These are not standard calipers. Look how huge these things are. And nice coverage. You get in everywhere with the sprayer. All right. So our decals have shown up in the mail, so let's go ahead and start installing them. We're gonna place them right in the middle between the two pistons, and after that we're gonna clear them with some clear coat so the finish lasts several years. Check this out. This is the final finish. These came out beautiful. I mean, look at the color. It's nice and gloss. The stickers came out just as I anticipated. This is just great.